Hi everyone. Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to talk about 100 amazing facts about the pandas. We will go in ascending order. We will start with the simplest facts that almost everyone knows and finish with the rarest and truly surprising ones. The most general facts: the giant panda is a species of bear, not a raccoon and not a relative of the red panda. The red panda is a completely different animal from a separate family, not a small version of the giant panda. The giant panda is the only living species in its genus Ailuropoda today in the wild. Giant pandas live only in the mountains of central China. The panda is a national treasure of China and one of the country's unofficial symbols. The WWF logo is a stylized head of a giant panda in the wild. A panda lives for about 20 years. In zoos, up to around 26 years or more, its genome is noticeably closer in composition to the human genome than that of many other animals. Roughly about 2/3 of genes are similar. For science, the giant panda became known in the 19th century, when it was described by the French missionary Armand David. Scientists argued for decades whether to classify it as a bear or a raccoon, until genetics finally placed it firmly in the bear family. Appearance and body structure: the body length of a giant panda is about 1.2 to 1.8 m, and the weight ranges from that of a large dog to a small pony, about 70 to 165 kilograms. On average, males are about 1/10 taller and roughly 1/5 heavier than females. For a bear, the panda has a fairly long tail, about 10 to 15 cm. Its tail is light, more often white, and is hardly noticeable in photos. The classic panda coloration is a white body with black legs, ears and patches around the eyes. This contrast helps it both to camouflage in snowy and shady forests and to be recognizable to other pandas. The hind legs are short, thick and armed with powerful claws, with bare pads. This makes it easier to hold slippery bamboo on its front paws. The panda has a false thumb, a special bone that works like a sixth finger. This feature is the subject of the famous popular science essay, The Panda's Thumb. The panda's teeth are large and powerful. A single molar tooth is noticeably bigger than a human one. In order to grind tough bamboo, diet and digestion. General facts: formerly, the panda is a carnivorous mammal, but it has almost completely switched to a plant-based diet. About 99% of its diet is bamboo. An adult panda can eat about 30 to 38 kilograms of bamboo a day in the wild. It uses dozens of bamboo species, although it especially favors only a few of them at the same time. It digests only a small part of what it eats. Most of the food just passes through its system because of the low-calorie food. The panda has to eat for up to half the day, around 12 to 14 hours daily in one day. It can consume an amount of bamboo equal to roughly 12 to 15% of its own body weight from time to time. The panda adds grass, roots, insects, and small animals to its menu. Because of this strong dependence on bamboo, it is often called the bamboo bear despite its plant-based diet. The bites and blows of an adult panda are very dangerous. In body design, it is still very much a powerful carnivore lifestyle. Basic points: unlike many other bears, the panda does not hibernate in winter instead of hibernation. In winter, it simply moves down to lower and warmer slopes. In summer, it can climb into the mountains to altitudes of several thousand meters, avoiding the heat. When it gets colder, it descends into valleys, sometimes to altitudes of less than 1 kilometer. A panda's day is eat, sleep, eat again. It eats, sleeps for 2 to 4 hours, and then goes back to bamboo. Adult pandas live solitary lives, meeting mostly during the breeding season. In the wild, a single adult pair needs a huge area of bamboo forest, thousands of hectares. A panda can be active both during the day and at night, but often becomes especially lively at dusk. Despite its teddy bear appearance, it is a good swimmer. Young pandas climb trees skillfully. Adults do it less often, but can also climb when necessary. Reproduction and cubs: basic level. The breeding season of giant pandas usually falls in spring. Females look for a sheltered place, a tree hollow or a cave, to give birth. Pregnancy lasts around 3 to 5 months, and the embryo can wait for some time before it starts to develop actively. A newborn cub weighs only about 100 to 150 g, which is roughly 800 times less than its mother. The cubs are born pink, almost hairless and blind. The black and white pattern on the fur appears later, when the coat grows and darkens in the right places. Twins are not uncommon, but in the wild, the mother almost always raises only one stronger cub. The second cub, left without constant care, generally does not survive. In zoos, keepers sometimes swap the cubs in turns so that the mother can raise both. Only the female takes care of the cubs. The male does not participate in raising them. Behavior and communication. Pandas communicate not only with body language, but also with vocalizations, from squeaks to a special bleating sound similar to that of a sheep. Smells play a huge role. Pandas rub against trees and stones, leaving secretions from their scent glands and urine from these marks. The animals read each other, who lives nearby, who is ready to breed, where the territory boundaries are when threatened. A panda can stand up on its hind legs to look larger and more intimidating while sleeping. Pandas take the most unbelievable poses, on their backs, on branches, with their legs hanging down, and visitors to zoos love this. In captivity, pandas play a lot. They roll around, tumble, slide down slopes and play with objects. In the wild, despite their cute look, adult pandas are quite strict towards strangers on their territory. Conflicts between them can involve displays, growling, and sometimes serious fights. Pandas have an excellent sense of smell. This is their main tool for long-distance communication. Their eyesight is worse than that of many other animals, but they see the contrasty black and white world and nearby objects well enough. Habitat and ecology. Giant pandas live in mountainous bamboo and mixed forests with a humid climate. They critically need dense bamboo thickets. Otherwise, there is simply nothing for them to eat. Once, their range was much wider, but deforestation and land development have greatly reduced it. Different bamboo species periodically bloom and die off en masse. So pandas need to move between forest patches. In summer, they head to cooler high mountain areas, and in winter, to warmer, lower ones. Climate change and habitat fragmentation make such movements more difficult, because they need huge areas of bamboo forests. The species is very sensitive to logging. Eating plants and moving around the forest. Pandas help spread seeds and influence the structure of bamboo stands. Protecting their forests. People at the same time protect many other rare mountain species. Constant human presence. Roads and noise force pandas to avoid some places that used to be suitable. Species protection in China. Hunting pandas has been officially banned for several decades, and penalties for poaching are very severe after the bans and the creation of reserves. Panda numbers have slowly but steadily begun to increase. A large network of national parks and nature reserves has been created for them. International experts have downgraded the status of the giant panda from endangered to vulnerable, which is seen as a conservation success. However, the main risk for the species is not hunting but the loss and alteration of its habitat. The panda has become a global star of conservation symbolism, helping to draw attention to other rare species. Many zoos around the world run coordinated breeding programs for pandas. China often leases pandas to other countries. This is called panda diplomacy. Cubs born abroad under these programs are usually considered the property of China and later returned to special centers. The image of the panda helps zoos and conservation organizations raise money to protect wildlife in general. Not only pandas themselves. Rarer and more specific facts. Many pandas in captivity are especially fond of metal bowls. They lick them and spin them in their paws as if playing to leave a scent mark higher up. A panda can almost stand on its hands, lifting its rear end. This makes the mark more noticeable to others. On slopes, pandas sometimes deliberately roll down head over heels, both as play and as a way to save energy. In zoos, they are trained to perform simple actions: approach the barrier, stand on the scales, show a paw, with food rewards. For veterinary checks, the panda's image has become super popular in cartoons and games because of the combination of a massive body and a baby-like round face. In Chinese culture, pandas are often associated with gentleness, peacefulness and balance. One hypothesis suggests that the black patches around their eyes help pandas recognize each other's facial expressions better. By the combination of head shape and facial pattern, individual pandas can be distinguished almost like people by their faces. Online streams from panda enclosures attract hundreds of thousands of viewers who can spend hours watching them eat and play. On the internet, the panda has become a true icon of memes and short cute videos. The red panda and very rare nuances. The red panda is noticeably smaller, about the size of a large cat, with a very long tail almost half the body length. Its fur is reddish and brown. Its face has a light mask, and its tail is ringed and very fluffy. The red panda also loves bamboo. But more often than the giant panda, it adds fruits, berries, and live prey to its diet. It spends most of its life in trees, much more than the giant panda does. The red panda also has a false thumb, a separate bone that helps it grip bamboo. Red pandas are found in the Himalayas and mountain forests of Nepal, India, Bhutan, Myanmar, and China. They are mainly nocturnal and crepuscular animals and often sleep during the day, curled up on branches. The red panda is also classified as vulnerable, and it is heavily affected by deforestation and the breakup of continuous forest tracts. It is often called the fire fox because of its color and tail. Although it is not related to foxes at all, the giant and red pandas are an example of how animals with different origins arrived at similar solutions, a bamboo diet and a false thumb, because of a similar lifestyle.